Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's episode is all about the new bareMinerals Hidden Treasure Eyeshadow Palette. It has 18 shades and I really love it. I have not been able to put it down since I purchased it, and I got it during the Sephora VIB sale. So if you're interested in hearing my review on this and a demo on this eye look, then just keep on watching. So bareMinerals came out with this 18 pan eyeshadow palette, I want to say a couple months ago. I don't know exactly when, but it seemed like it was fairly new when I purchased it during the Sephora VIB sale, which was at the beginning of November, so that was about a month ago. I've never tried any bareMinerals eyeshadows before, but the color family of this palette really caught my eye, so I thought, let me give it a shot and see if I like these bareMinerals shadows. I think it's Makeup by Tiffany D that has used like their smaller eyeshadow palettes, and she's always really liked them, and I happen to like her makeup looks. You know, they're usually very clean and simple and kind of, you know, everyday, very, very wearable. So I really trust her taste. So anyway, I thought, let me give these a shot, and I am so impressed with these. I really didn't have high expectations for them. I don't have anything against bareMinerals, but I just didn't really think that they would blow me away, and these shadows really, really blow me away. There's 18 shades, and there is, I want to say, maybe 3 formulas in here. There's definitely a matte, then there's like a satin kind of shimmer, and then I see a couple that are, they look like a matte shade, but they have like a glitter in them, like a little micro glitter in them, and I see 2 of those. So I really like the layout of this palette as well. It looks like they have color families going across. So at the top you have a very warm color family going from light to dark, and then the middle row here looks very neutral. It has a little bit of a purpley undertone to it, and then the bottom here, this bottom row, is definitely very, very cool. It goes from this micro glittery matte based eyeshadow, which is almost white, over to this very dark charcoal gray. So I really like how this is laid out. Of course you can mix them however you want, but I think when I see this palette, I feel like I know where I'm going to go with it or what I want to do. And I like that, you can kind of stick to this side for like a day look and then add some drama here if you want to throw on a little bit of a darker color to go on at night or something. So let me go ahead and swatch them by row. So here's the first row of shadows. We've got Ivory, Ecru, both matte. This is Santorini, Stellar. These are both that beautiful satin shimmery formula. And then we have Wheat and Boardroom. And these are both mattes as well. Sorry, my swatches are a little sad here. So that is the first row of the palette. And sorry, these 2 don't show up very well. They're very close to my skin tone, especially Ecru. And here is the second row. Again, I apologize because a lot of these lighter shades are pretty much my skin tone. But here is Merry, which is a satin shade, Sugar Cookie, which is a matte shade, Nude Beach, shimmer, Gemstone, shimmer, Queen Tiffany matte, which is a matte, and Good Spirits, which is also a matte. Isn't that pretty? This one is so, so pretty, this gemstone shade. So we have Curtsy, which is like that matte formula with the micro glitters in it. Payday, which is a matte, but it's actually kind of showing up like a demi matte. Silver Bells, which is like a shimmery satin. Priceless. Cheers, which is like a shimmer, and then we have VIP, which is like that matte with the micro glitters. So that is the last row. So when I first got this palette and opened it up, I was reminded of another palette. I couldn't put my finger on it, but it is the In the Flesh MAC palette that I got quite some time ago. And I really liked this palette when I got it as well, but I have to say I like this bareMinerals palette a lot more. I think it's a lot easier to work with. I think every single shade in this palette is really nice. I remember thinking there were some duds in this In the Flesh palette, and that some of them didn't blend that easily. Like the matte shades were a little chalky. So I love this bareMinerals palette. I love the shades, I love the formula, I really love everything about it. I think also the palette is really nice. It's this really hard plastic palette. It has a gigantic mirror across the inside of the lid here, which I won't blind you with. And it's really festive, so I think it makes a great gift if you want to gift this to someone who just is a sucker for eyeshadow palettes, or even if maybe they're starting out with makeup, because I think this is neutral, wearable. There's enough different formulas in here to kind of keep it exciting, and it's kind of really hard to go wrong. You can kind of mix most of these shades up together, where any sort of combination of them, and you're going to come out with a pretty decent look. So I don't think it's a difficult palette to work with. I just really love it. I traveled with it last week, and so, you know, again, I could do like a really easy, quick day look to kind of make myself look a little put together. And then I used a lot of the colors over on this side, like these 3 columns here at the end. You know, just add that a little bit to the outer corner or to your lash line, and you have a little bit more of like a va-va-voom look. So yeah, so I'm just really loving this palette. If you want to stay tuned, I'm gonna go ahead and do a demo of this particular eye look that I have on. All right, so I'm gonna start with the color number 2, Ecru, and I'm gonna take a large blending brush, and I'm just going to swipe that all over my lid, all the way up underneath my eyebrow. I forgot to mention, I just have foundation and concealer on. I didn't put any eye primer down. I basically just used my concealer on my lid to kind of even out the skin tone there. And I'm using this Ecru shade to kind of set everything down. Next, I'm going to take a smaller blending brush. This is the Wangoss number 17. And I'm going to go between the 2 colors, Wheat and Queen Tiffany Matte, these 2 colors. They're both matte shades. But I kind of want to get a tone that's sort of in between, because this Wheat is fairly warm and this Queen Tiffany Matte is very cool. It has like a purpley undertone. So I want something in between. So I'm just going to go between those 2 colors. And I'm going to focus that right where the crease would be and the outer V of my eye. As I'm bringing it down on my outer V, I'm kind of brushing that over the outer portion of my lid here. And now I'm going to take this Stellar shade, which is this really pretty satiny, high shine kind of shade. It's number 4, and it has like a really pretty like coppery bronze tone to it. And I'm going to use like a flat shader type brush. This is, I believe, the classic shadow brush in the medium size from Surat. And I'm going to press that into my lid, not quite the center here, but sort of where I stopped kind of blending out that darker shade on the outer V. And I'm just going to press that onto my lid. I'm going to use that same brush. I just sort of wiped it off a little bit, and I'm going to go into Santorini, which is the color right next door here. Another shimmery kind of shade. And I'm going to pack that onto the middle, the center of my lid here, and bring that over the Stellar shade a little bit, that coppery bronze one. And again, I'm going to wipe that brush off, use the same one, and go into Gemstone, which is an even lighter satiny shade right here underneath the Stellar shade, that bronze shade right here. And I'm going to pack that onto the inner portion of my lid. Look at that shine payoff. I hope it's coming across camera, but it is really, really beautiful in person. It has like such a lovely sheen to it without being like just too glittery or too shimmery. It just has a really nice satin finish to it. It's gorgeous. And then I'm going to go back in with that crease kind of shader brush that I used, the Wangoss number 17. And I'm going to go back in with the Queen Tiffany Matte here. And that's the cooler matte shade that I used. And I'm going to use that to kind of blend out these shades right along the top here, really, really softly. And I'm just taking a clean blending brush and just sort of making sure the edges are diffused. And then next I'm going to take like an angled liner brush here, and I'm going to go into Boardroom, which is this matte dark brown shade here. And I'm going to use that to line my upper lash line and the outer part of my lower lash line. So there is the eye look from the bareMinerals Hidden Treasure Palette. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my face, and I will be right back. So I've put the rest of my makeup on, and this is what I've come up with. Again, I really love this palette. I'm really, really enjoying using it. It's really kind kind of mistake-free, I have to say. I think I mentioned that, you know, you can use any kind of combo of the colors and you really can't go wrong. And the blendability, it just makes it so easy. So I'm super impressed with this palette. I'm not sure if I mentioned the price, oh my goodness, or where you can get it. So I purchased this off of Sephora during the VIB sale, so I know it's available there. I believe you can also get it at Ulta. I'm sure you can get it off the bareMinerals site. And I don't believe I saw any sort of exclusivity, so you can probably get this anywhere bareMinerals is carried. So anyway, I believe it was $48, $48 or $49. Again, 18 shadows, so not too bad. Yeah, so if you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments below. I will try and reply back in a timely manner. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.